Hey there YouTube, it's Gunded73 making another video, and today we'll be looking at the Maratac large size pilot watch sold by Countycomm. And I'll just be going over the details of the watch, sharing some of its functions, and then opinions, whatnot. So let's just get out of the way here. Let's get some of the features, statistics, all that, all the details for the people who like those sort of things. So, some of the features of this watch. It has a Miyota 8245 movement, which has 21 joules and a 40-hour power reserve. So this is an automatic watch. But you can also wind it, and I'll be showing you that as well. It's machined out of a solid block of 316 stainless steel for the case. It has a domed sapphire crystal, which I'll be showing. It has a 46 millimeter wide case and is a 22 millimeter bandwidth. The movement itself is non-hacking, which I'll also explain and show. And the lume is Super Luminova C3, which again I'll show you. And what else here? That's pretty much it. It's 83 grams, in case you're wondering. It's not very heavy on the wrist at all, in my opinion. So, that's that. The details out of the way. So, how do you get this watch? So, you go to Countycomm, you buy it. It says it comes with a watch taco. I'll show you that really quick. This is the watch taco. It's just a zippered pouch. It has some areas on the outside to store bands and whatnot. And it's actually pretty well made, I'm all told, if I'm being honest. And you even get a nifty little card, which tells you about the care and the maintenance, and then things you should and shouldn't do with the watch, like newsflash: avoid strong shocks, such as dropping on a hard surface. Really, it's or I love this line here: your watch is a precision instrument. Handle with care, as your watch has a mechanical heart. Oh. How cute. So basically they tell you not to be an idiot with it. Okay, I think we can all agree on that. But you know, you gotta wear it. So I feel it's a very tough watch overall. The features, like I said, it's an automatic, so there's no battery or any of that. You can give it power by wearing it. So I'm just gonna try and get close to the microphone here and just move it really quick so you can maybe hear it. I don't know if it's working. Wait, hold on a sec. Yeah, I can hear it in my ear. Where else would I hear it? But basically if you move it like that close, you can hear it wind. Because imagine there's like a little thing in there that'll move around as you move. And let's get into it though. So as you can see, the dial itself is very clean, as opposed to another watch that I have sitting here that I'll be using for other comparisons. This is a Citizen Eco Drive. So as you can see, this one, it tells you the name, like the brand, it has the water resistance, the day, date. This has none of those things. It doesn't tell you where it's made, it doesn't tell you who made it doesn't tell you what the day is. It simply tells you what the time is. So it's very clean and utilitarian and simple, which personally, I like how simple it is. I think it's really nice. And the case itself isn't too tall. I'll show you a wrist shot. So it's not like terribly, you can fit it under a shirt sleeve easily. I tried that and worked just fine. So how about the screw down crown and the non-hacking mechanism? Let's go over that. So this is a screw down crown, so you can't just pull on it, you have to unscrew it, as you can see. And then you'll feel it sort of, there's tension, and then you'll feel it sort of click right there, and then it becomes very smooth. Now, here's what a non-hacking movement is. So let me show you what a hacking movement, or at least how I understand it, would be. So back to the Citizen here. You have this little crown. You pull that crown all the way out, and you can see the second hand is not moving anymore. Stopped, right? Push it back in, second hand starts right back up. Hacking. This would be non-hacking. So right now, this isn't pulled out, it's just unscrewed. So we pull it all the way out, click. And as you can see, the second hand is still moving. So what that does is it makes it a bit more difficult to get the watch like precisely timed. It's kind of impossible in a way. you know, because you can't stop this and wait for time to catch up. You kind of just have to go with it. So I usually keep it about a minute fast, maybe 40 seconds fast. I'm not going to adjust it here because I don't want to lose that. But if I were to turn this around right now, it would adjust the hands. One click back in, and you're good to go. And this position though, the one click in, you can actually wind the watch. So if you listen carefully, you can see the deer head in the background there. But you can just hear it wind. So it's nice because let's say you have a whole bunch of watches. You can just take this out after not wearing it for a week, 2 weeks, whatever. And instead of sitting there and winding it up like that, you can just turn the crown. And so how you put this back in is very tedious though. You can't just start screwing it back in or you'll strip out the screw mechanism. The best way to do it, from what I've seen and my own experience, is you, instead of pushing down and turning to tighten it, you push it down and at the same time you turn it to the left. There we go. And you'll hear the teeth grab. It's very easy to do. And you just hear like a click. I don't know if it came up on the camera, but you'll definitely hear it. And then you just start turning it clockwise. I don't go very quickly. I just go very smooth and slow. And then it's actually winding when it does that. And then you get all the way to the end and it stops. And you just put a little bit of tension on it, you're good to go. So very nice overall. And I feel the band is really quality on this. I mean, it's nylon, but I thought it would be really chintzy, but it's not. And it just sort of runs through the spring for us there. So let me give you a wrist shot here, just to show you what it looks like. I am a big guy, so just a heads up there, I'm like 6'3", so I wear it on my right hand. I know some people be like, that's the wrong hand, but that's just what I wear it on. So that's what it looks like on the wrist. This is the full size. So very nice though in terms of size. In terms of, like I said, how tall the dial is, how wide or thick the whole watch is. You can fit under a shirt sleeve, nice and easy. Beautiful though, just so clean, which is what I really like about this watch. And one thing also I can show really quick is the crystal. So you can see there, that's what they mean by a dome. So it distorts the watch from certain angles. So just for an example, this would be an example of a sapphire crystal that is not domed. So you can see that you can look at it from an extreme angle and it's normal, you know. But you can look at this from that same extreme angle. It's you can't really read it. I don't know, I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cool. It tends to be that on more expensive watches you see domed crystals. So to get it on a watch that is relative value, this is $300 approximately. I think it's a pretty good deal, all told. So let's get some of that lume going here, just to show you. So one thing I've noticed, so I have a Surefire flashlight. Get this turned on. While I'm charging it up, I'll just tell you a bit about it. So what I noticed is it's super, super bright when you do it like this, when you just charge it up. And I've noticed that even hours later, it's never been illegible. So like, I've been wearing the watch. There are some days where I don't do this, well, many days where I don't. I kind of just wanted to see how the lume would go if I were to just totally just drench it in light. But even in a day where I didn't, where I was out and about, this may be the sun charging it up, I was always able to read everything just fine. So let's just, oh yeah, you can see it already. So, look at that. So super easy to read, super bright, everywhere on there. It's sweet. I love looking at that lume. That C3 Super Luminova is good stuff. I'll include a picture that shows it in full nighttime as well. Full darkness, I should say. Just to show you how dramatic it looks. It's very, very easy to read during the day, during night, whatever. The last thing with this watch is the brand itself. Some people, you know, Maratac isn't exactly a flashlight brand in the same sense that, say, Citizen or Torinox is. And basically, from what I can tell, the watch itself is made very well, in my opinion. There are some fit and finish issues on it, though, which I'll show you right quick. The main thing that stood out to me was here on the, let's see if you can see this. It's right there, right on the side of the watch. You can just see some, like, yeah, right there. It just came like that. I'm not sure what that is. It almost looks like an electrical burn, but I doubt it would be, but it wouldn't come off. But it's a watch that's meant to be used, so it's no big deal to me. But basically, from what I can tell, for what Countycomm claims, right, they claim to be a government products company. So their claim is that the government will order this watch. The US government has ordered this watch for some group, I don't know what. And then they order too many. And then they go to Countycomm and they say, hey, we needed, let's just say, 100 watches. We got 110. We want to sell you the remaining 10. So then Countycomm sells them to us, the general public, saying the government is using this watch, or some agency within the government. Personally, I don't believe that. And here's the main reason why. This watch used to come, this is the second version of this watch. The original version had a triangle where the 12 is. And when you go to the watch's page right now, it says new updated look. So what that tells me is, why would the government do that, right? You're a government agency. You have these watches that presumably work just fine. Are you really going to go and say, you know what, we want an updated, fresh look for our wristwatches this year? To me, that sounds like a watch brand, or anything fashion related. The military, the government, is more utilitarian, I would imagine. I doubt they say, you know what, let's give our fighter jets a nice, clean, updated look for this year. No, they'd never say that. So I just don't believe it personally. If you're going to buy this watch because of that, I think you'd be disappointed. But if you buy this watch just because of its own virtue, it stands very well on its own 2 feet, if you know what I'm saying. Like, on its own, if you take all the marketing out of the way, I think it's a fine watch. And I think that, considering you get an automatic movement, you get the big dial, you get the great lume, you get the classic look, very clean look, and waterproof, all that. I feel that for about $300, which is what this watch costs, I feel it's a great bargain in the realm of watches. And this is my first automatic. I've really been enjoying it so far. So, yeah. Not too sure on the government aspect of it. I don't think that should... If that's your reason for buying it, I think you'd be disappointed. But if you just want a good, solid automatic watch for, not a horrifyingly high amount of money, I think it's a great deal in the realm of watches. Don't let the unknown brands scare you away. I mean, Maratac, most people, it's not a watch brand. They make flashlights and other things, but I think this watch is very well made for what it is. Just from my, just feeling it, looking at it, wearing it. And I would recommend it to people looking for something like this. So, thanks for watching. And if you have any questions about the watch, feel free to leave them below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.